Black and White Network supporters, make sure you check out the Black and White Network merchandise store. Link in the description. Use promo code USA First, all one word. USA First, all one word. 25% off now. I'm back. Rudrance for Black and White Network. Well, this is a follow-up video to a video I did maybe 2 months ago where the Kinley, North Carolina police force all quit. The entire police force just quit. Why? Because the town hired a radical left-wing nut job as a town manager. They brought her in. By the way, she had previously tried to sue a town for discrimination. I mean, I'm setting the stage here. Well, the news just broke that this progressive town manager has been fired in Kinley, North Carolina. By the way, the police chief said that she created a toxic work environment. The city council was saying they investigated that, but could not prove that there was a toxic work environment. Now, I find that interesting. It makes me wonder, and this is purely speculation, but it makes me wonder if they made a little deal with her in order for her to not pull yet another discriminatory lawsuit against yet another town. By the way, I think she lost that other lawsuit or it didn't go anywhere. And that's purely speculation. I'm just putting that out there, but I find that odd that you guys put it to a vote. You got enough votes to fire her, but you couldn't find anything that was quote-unquote hostile. Even though it was hostile enough, the entire police force just up and quit. So something was going on there, right? Progressive town manager, this is the Daily Wire, progressive town manager who spurred mass police exodus fired despite probe. A self-described, quote, progressive municipal manager who prompted an entire North Carolina town's police force to resign has been fired after an investigation into whether she had created a toxic work environment. Huh, okay. And the reason I say that is, again, I'm trying to figure out that police force didn't get up and just walk out over nothing. And we know this. We're not stupid. Justine Jones, who Kinley Police Chief Josh Gibson in July accused of creating a, quote, hostile work environment, had her contract terminated by a 3-2 town council vote Tuesday night. The vote followed a month-long probe of allegations levied by Gibson, whose 5-man force and a handful of other town employees followed him out the door. Okay, so not only did the police force quit, but a handful of other town employees quit because of her. But you guys couldn't find a toxic work environment? Is that what I'm gathering? Okay. The allegations made against me were timely and thoroughly vetted by independent sources, and there was no such finding of wrongdoing by me or my office, Jones said in a statement. Quote, the decision not to communicate the entire story or publicly share the findings of the report is most unfortunate. Huh, that's independent. That independent person, I'd love to know what their political leanings are. I'm just saying, because I guarantee you they lean one way or the other. I'm just saying. Quote, the findings did not really justify a toxic environment. Kinley Mayor Herbert Hale told WRAL after the meeting, quote, our decision to terminate a contract is not solely based on the investigation. Is it based on the fact that she run everybody off? I'm just wondering. Jones, who is black and previously unsuccessfully sued another municipal employer for discrimination, took on the role in June. Less than a month later, Gibson announced his resignation in a Facebook post that did not include specific complaints. Okay, so I'm just going to throw this out. If she's a known progressive, then she probably openly hates the police. That's just speculation. Or has a dislike for police that probably isn't hidden very well. Again, only speculation. I mean, look, we all know when somebody can't stand them on the workforce And what they do is they apply pressure until you quit, okay? In other words, they don't do something overtly, right? They just apply enough pressure, they make you miserable enough until you're gone. Till you get fed up, you walk out. Well, evidently, the whole police force felt something out of this person. Quote, I have to put in my 2 weeks notice along with the whole police department, wrote Gibson, who had been on the Kinley's force for 21 years. The new manager has created an environment I do not feel we can perform our duties in and services to the community. Okay, here's another line of speculation. Perhaps she was just pro-criminal. How about that? Because think about that line. Created an environment I do not feel we can perform our duties and services to the community. There's a lot wrapped up in that line right there. It was not clear if Gibson and the police officers would return to their old jobs, although Gibson wrote in his resignation letter he would consider coming back to work if Jones was fired. Kinley, located about 45 miles southwest of Raleigh, has a population of just under 2,000. And I said prior in the other video, what in a million trillion years would lead a town of 2,000 people that's going to be a rural little town, I'm sure, would ever lead you to hire a quote-unquote progressive town manager? It's beyond me to begin with. Its nickname is, quote, Friendly Kinley. Jones insisted she had been a positive force in the town during her abbreviated tenure. Quote, having been selected for the position among 30 other candidates, I believe I was selected because of my core principles clearly spoke to who I am as a leader, and this same management philosophy guides me in performing my job professionally with integrity, transparency, loyalty, fairness, and accountability. Sure. All right. I mean, look, in today's political climate, when I hear progressive, all right, generally speaking, that means we don't look very favorably on law enforcement, which in turn is going to create, as Chief Gibson said, a work environment that's going to be hard to work in, right? Oh, shit. Busted a guy, robbery, assault, blah, blah, blah. Oh, we've been told that maybe we're not, we're not going to pursue that. As all of a sudden, Kinley don't want to turn into New York City or Chicago, in other words. Right? Nobody wants Alvin Bragg to show up and Kim Fox to show up in their rural town, I assure you. I'm just saying, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So, they didn't turn nothing up in their investigation of her that they could deem hostile, but yet they fired her 3-2. I'm going to be real with you. If I was the mayor, I would have fired her ass because my entire police force walked off. Because that tells me, along with other town employees, that tells me something's not right. Something's not right. And I can't have one person that my 21-year police chief deemed shitty enough that I've got to walk out the door. Something's wrong. Something's wrong there. Something is very disturbing there. And I don't know why they're saying they can't prove something. They brought in somebody independent. And I would love to understand, well, what's the political leanings of that independent investigator? How do they view law enforcement? Maybe that's a great question to ask. I don't know. Interesting. Very interesting. So, we'll see if the police force comes back, and if they do, I'll do another video to follow up on it. Peace. I'm out. If you're a rural town, don't hire a progressive town manager. Till next time.